Hi, sir.
Hi Arjun, how are you?
Very well. How are you?
I'm trying to match your unshaven look.
Oh, really? Looks good though.
For
You're
the
getting a very good hang of it.
let's see. Oh, you've also got a haircut.
Yeah, it's all gone now.
So is this a New Year resolution that you'll keep your hair short?
It looks like, as of now, it looks like that. But I had just gotten enough of it, enough of the long hair. I just wanted a little change, and I was like, let's just go for it. It was kind of hard to do it actually. I just got it done like 2 days back, and yeah, it was a little hard to get my hair cut because it took a lot of time for it to grow. So yeah, but it was
You had a
nice,
haircut after
nice
what? Two
change.
years
Sorry,
or 1.5 years?
I kept it for 1.5 years. Yeah.
Mm.
So
Yeah, you could
yeah,
make a nice ponytail.
exactly. It was fun. I had a lot of fun keeping that long hair. It was I could do different things with it. I could tie it up, leave it open. It was fun. But yeah, back to my standard haircut now. It feels really different. Like just going through your hair
You
like
must
that, like
be,
oh,
you must be feeling lighter in the head also, I guess.
very, very light. Like it was just it's different, very different.
Right. So Arjun, looking back, even though you had a lot, you had many more starts the past season.
Hmm.
But if you compare it to 2018, where you, I mean, played less and made almost the same amount of prize money, but you
Hmm.
had, I think, four or five top tens in 2018 compared
I think
to
2018
just
was
one last year. So, critically, if you were to look at it, how do you kind of put it into perspective?
well, 2018 season was pretty good. I had a lot of top 10 finishes. I think I had five top 10 finishes that year, I guess.
Four or five, yes.
4 or 5 events I finished top
Mm,
10, and I mean, this year I last season was not my best season. I was playing good golf though. I felt
mm,
that I was getting better, but there were there were a lot of errors that I was making around it,
mm,
and I had gone through a few swing changes as well, so those things were there. But apart from that, I just feel that it was a different it was a totally different season. Like last year I had a lot of I had a few up and downs in my game and as well in my personal life and everything. So it was not the best year, but
mm,
but you have to take it in your stride and just get better at it and keep on working
mm,
towards what your goal is.
mm.
So that's of course there.
No, but in terms of the learnings that you've come away from the extended season, if you
Hmm.
were to kind of, make jot down those points, what
Hmm.
would they be? Considering that, I mean, 2 years down since 2018, you're a lot more experienced, you've played a lot more, you've traveled more, and of course, you've got wiser.
That is very true. I mean, I have I've gotten more aware about my own game and everything in the past few years, and I feel I know a lot more about my own swing and my own game than I did in the past, and how I
Hmm.
have to manage myself around golf tournaments and playing week after week. So
Hmm.
yes, I've of course gotten better in those things, but I mean, if I look at my last season. Um, I didn't start really well with my last season. One of the main things was that I just got my new wedges before the start of the season, and I did a rookie mistake. I didn't get my lie angles checked, and those were really off. So I struggled with my wedges in the first few events of the year. But then, I mean, the learning from that I took was that like now after the first couple of events when I got to know about this thing and I got my clubs checked and all that thing, I just realized that. I mean, now before I go for any single event, I get my clubs checked. I think that's very important. And I realize it the hard way. But nevertheless, I feel that it is a good learning. So that was there in the past season, and then uh, a little tragedy kind of a thing happened in my family in the last season. My buddy mummy, she passed away. She was very close to us.
Hmm.
We live in the same society, and really meant like we would meet her almost every second day, and either it's lunch, dinner, or we going out for shopping and everything. It was very sudden, but yeah, it was a really hard time for everyone in the family, and it was tough to manage both my professional life and my personal life at that point, um, because the things weren't so great at home. So I had to be there for them as well, but I had to focus on my game as well. So it was not something that I had come across earlier. Uh, so that of course affects how you perform and everything. But then I think I still managed well because I had really good people around me to help me out. I had Yuvraj was there. Yuvraj, I was rooming with him past season. He helped me out a lot. Aman was there. Um, and having good friends at that time definitely, helps you get through those tough times. So
Which week was this when you lost your?
this was the first event of the year during Hyderabad.
Okay, 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 okay,
Yeah,
okay.
it happened right after the first day, and I played the second day. I had missed my cut, and I got to know about this, and I took a flight back home, and
Hmm.
it was a very tough time. But then showing up for the next event after a week's time in Panchkula was tough, was very tough. But then, I mean, I think you just got to do what you got to do. So teeing it up over there and playing, I played pretty decent in Panchkula, but just managing that thing, I think that's very tough. And but I was very lucky to have people around me who helped me out. My sister helped me out a lot, and a lot of people were very kind that time.
So, Arjun, during occasions such as this, I mean, this is obviously a very unfortunate incident. Uh, but other than that, also when you're competing, it's pretty much you against the golf course.
Of course.
So, and there's occasions where you kind of, or rather discover or rather rediscover yourself. I mean,
Right.
traits or qualities that you were not aware of existed in you, that exist in you rather. You
Hmm.
discover that. I'm sure when you lost your aunt, that, mental strength that you kind of drew upon. Of course, you had friends around you, but at the end of the day, you have to, pick
Yeah.
yourself up
It
and
is exactly. It
carry
is.
forward.
I mean, everyone can help you externally, but it's a battle within that you really need to fight,
True,
and
true.
you have to be true to yourself. You have to be. I mean, you have to really find that inner thing from like from within that what really drives you, and you have to take those tough decisions at times, and you have to do those things, and it takes a lot out of it, but I just feel that you have to push through it and you know really go there, and because at the end of the day you still have to tee it up, you still have to do what you have to do. You when you're on the golf course, you still are going there to perform, and you're still going there to give your best. And I think compartmentalizing that thing, like your professional and your personal life, it's very, very important. But at the same time, it's very tough to do it when something like this happens. But then you need to find that thing from within and make that thing happen, I guess.
Do you feel that you were able to compartmentalize, as you said, in the next event uh, on the first
I
day?
uh I Not really. It was that's something that I was not able to do in my like I played Panchkula right after that, and it was very tough to tee it up every single day because I'm always on call with my family and I'm figuring things out and I'm doing whatever bit I can from afar, but it takes I think a lot out of you when you're doing something like that, and it's not that easy. But I mean, I still played well because I was able to like go there and do something about it. But it's something that I mean I can't really explain the
Hmm.
whole mindset that you go through at that period because someone that close to you not being there anymore affects everyone and. Still taking out that I think still taking out that like that making that effort to go there and to show up and to play. I think that was very important for me at that period. It really made my resolve towards the game stronger. And yes, so I feel yes that was what it is.
No, more than taking control of your emotions, taking control of or rather getting control over yourself, is also about, taking ownership for what you do. I mean, okay, you teed off,
Hmm.
but then there was also this thing that not hiding behind a excuse. I mean, suppose if you had not played well in particular, I mean,
Hmm.
telling yourself, okay, I teed off because I wanted to do it.
Yeah,
So,
of course. You
yeah.
need to
So
you should
these
work
are
for that.
things. Yeah, these are things
You
that
need
kind of
to.
help you grow as a person.
Of course, sir. I think it was something. It was something that really you know helped me understand myself better of who I am as a person and what all you need to do uh, to keep your mind in that space and like play in that zone. It is not easy, but it has to be done, and you need to find that thing from yourself. And there are of course people around you who are helping you out, and I'm very grateful to them. But at the end of the day, the battle is inside you. It's within you. And
But would
yes.
you say that this personal loss, was something that you learned the most from last season?
Yes, I mean, it was something that you can't. I feel that I realized something after that that you can't take anything for granted.
Hmm.
You need to be nice to the people you are with. You need to be close to them. You need to make that extra effort into being around or being around your people and making them feel comfortable and being happy around them because things when things turn the other way you never know. It was such a sudden thing that none of us expected something like that to happen. Just like it just happened out of a blue and but yeah, it did happen and you I think it is I mean it takes it you just you just have to, I mean, you can never really accept something like that. I mean, it's really tough to
No,
accept
no,
it
it's not
still.
easy. It's not easy. It's going to take
It
you a while
is,
to kind of,
yes,
maybe, I mean, that pain
yeah,
is going to
that
stay for a long time. Yes.
yeah, it's gonna stay and, but, yeah, it makes me, I just feel that it makes, that whole incident made me value life more. In general, I just felt that, being there for people who are around you, for your family and everything. I think that is very important. You can have an exceptional professional life, but if you don't have a good family life and you don't have good people around you, it I think it will really hinder you in some way or the other. So I feel that's where so I was a that was a very important lesson for me. keeping my relationships well with everyone who I am in touch with and everything.
So you've now kind of make an extra effort to reach out
Of
to
course,
people you are close to.
of course. I do uh, a little bit more than what I used to do earlier for the people who are close to me, and I think that that's very important. I think it is to show them that you care, and to show people that to show your close ones that you are there for them, and
Hmm.
not take anyone for granted, and uh, give them their respect and give them all the love and whatever you can. That's very important, I guess.
Well, of course, I mean, tragedy kind of pushes you to grow as a person. But if you kind of, take it from a golfing perspective, did you kind of discover anything about yourself that you were not aware of earlier during during competition or maybe during practice? Anything, any instance that kind of stands out?
Um, well, can't really pinpoint anything. It was just a whole experience in all, like the whole thing. Um, like putting out one thing, I don't think that will make any use of it, because it was the whole scene and everything, and I mean taking all of that in, and I think the most thing that the thing that I saw that I uh, got better was just the way I was talking to the people around me, and being that's something that I felt was there. But I mean, as far as golf was concerned, I was not able to really connect with that, with anything of that sort. Like something like that happened in my personal life, but connecting to that in golf, I mean, I might find out something later on. At this point, it's still kind of fresh.
Well, what I gathered from you is earlier it was you and Aman, and now you have a third one in the group, Yuvraj Sadhu.
Of course, Yuvraj is a he's a nice guy. He's It's fun to be around him. Yeah. Whenever you enter the room, and I've been rooming with him for the past season, and you enter the room and there's Punjabi music on throughout the day, and you like it or not, it's gonna play. And by the end of the week, I end up jamming to those Punjabi songs. Like, यार वो वाला गाना लगाना जरा वो अच्छा था. So it gets like that. But
It's in fact,
yeah, Yuvraj had an excellent season last year. It was so good to see
yes.
him play such good golf throughout the year. Um, so much to learn from that guy. He was playing so well throughout the year, and very consistent with his whole game, with his ball striking, with his putting, shot game. Everything was on point, and a win came in Assam. That was really icing on the cake. I mean, having such a wonderful season and topping it up with a win, excellent stuff. That's some really solid.
Again, युवराज के साथ भी वही था ना कि he got COVID, he was away by himself, got time
Hmm.
to introspect. So during times such as this, now uh, you can tend to look inwards, discover.
I think during these times, the thing that happens is that uh, yeah, you of course you introspect, you see what really matters to you, in your life. What are the things that are important to you, and it's I mean, golf is of course a very important part of my life, but it's a part of my life. So being so giving you just understand that there are other things to your life as well that you need
Mhm.
to cater for, that you need to care about, and you need to put in the effort to get better at. So I think those are the times that really teach you. It's like a learning thing that you get more aware about your own personality and what your values are and what's important for you in your own life.
No, that is what I say, taking ownership for your actions. I mean, then I'll now
Yeah.
come to my next question.
Yeah.
That four shot penalty that you took on yourself in Pune,
That
that
was
kind of proves it. I mean, it was
yeah,
raining.
that was
It was
something
raining.
really.
You could have
Yeah.
just, and the entire bag was covered. Nobody would have known, but you
It
still
was
went ahead and
it
took
was
that penalty.
really I mean we woke up in the morning and we got to know that there's a delay. I think we were playing in the afternoon and there was like a 1 hour delay or something and it was raining throughout and me and Yuvraj we reached the course like I think 1.5 hours before our tee offs and it was
Hmm.
raining really heavily. So I had my bag covered and everything and everything was set. I told my caddy कि अच्छा club मत गीले होने देना and keep the umbrella over the set and put the towels and everything. Like I was just managing all of those things. And then I had to tee off from the 10th hole. So I played the 10th. I made a par on the 10th. And then I went on to the 11th hole. And I made a I made a bogey on the 11th. Uh, and so 12th hole, my general game plan for the whole week was to hit driver. Um, but since it was raining, it really felt heavy. I was like, let's go for a three iron. The moment I thought three iron, I realized, oh no, I have like two three irons in my bag, and I had not checked my set, but I knew that I had it, and my set was all covered and everything. And I just walked towards my set and I look at it and I'm like, oh shit, I have two three irons now and I mean, I mean, I could have, I could have just been okay with it because there was no one was watching, no one knew about it. The set was covered and everything, but I just would not have been able to do something like
I'm
that
at
and
peace.
play golf, have any peace in my
Hmm.
mind. So I told my playing partners about it, and then we called the referee, and the referee said that it's a four-shot penalty. So that was that's how the tournament started. And I was playing some really good golf before that week because I played Calcutta just before that, and I finished 11th, and I was in the top 10 throughout the week. And I even had a chance to finish in the top five, but I didn't finish so well on the final day. So I finished 11, but I was playing some good golf and I was really confident getting into Pune. And something like this happened, and I was not able to really manage my game after that and all that. So I finished seven over for the day. And it was so like four shots of penalty, and I shot three over that, so seven over for the whole day. And it was kind of it was a different experience altogether. I was cursing myself. I was like, how can you do something like that? But then I did that for a while after my round. But then I was like, okay, just forget this. What has happened has happened. I can't fix anything about it anymore. I have 18 more holes to go, and I just need to count my clubs properly this time and I will not be penalized for shots. So just forget about what happened and go there, tee it up. And I think during these times, you just have to have your chin up and just walk straight towards the course and be confident about yourself because at the end of the day, it's your confidence and your you need to believe in yourself that you can pull something off. So I was just extremely excited. I was like, I was not at all, I had nothing about my previous round when I walked into the course. I was like, I'm going to go there, I'm going to play my game. I know I'm playing good golf, and I'm going to give it my best shot. And I played some great golf. I shot five under. I think it was a bogey free five under par. And I made the cut very comfortably. I think I was two over after the first 2 days, and the cut went at four. So yeah, it was a learning experience for sure. I mean, I carried 15 clubs. I never thought I would do something like that, but I did, and now Now I definitely check my clubs twice. अच्छा भाई 14 ही है ना ज्यादा तो नहीं है. So it gets like that, but yeah, it was a test of my character and everything after the first day, and it was a test of my uh, like my attitude towards the game and everything, that you need to believe in yourself, that you are good enough to play the game and you are playing some good golf. Just need to go there and execute your plan and see how it goes, and it turned out really well for me. I think that was one of the highlights of the of my whole season last year.
Of course, yes.
Um, Getting penalized 4 shots, shooting a 7 over on the first day, being way outside the cut line, but waking up next day with like solid resolve that no, I'm gonna make this happen. I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna do. I know I have what it takes to make this happen, and walking up to the course with your chin up and just going there and making and executing your plan, and I did that really well, and yeah, it turned out really good. So that was
This
nice.
was Pune obviously was an exception, but normally, do you find it easy to detach from your score, especially if it's kind of you haven't gone low?
I think I am pretty. I've become pretty good at it now. Like I don't let my last shot affect me, or my last hole affect me. I have gotten better at it. I've stopped judging myself after after a bad shot, because bad shots will happen.
Hmm.
You play this sport, you want to hit perfect shots every time, but that's not gonna happen. You need to execute the shot, see how it has gone, and at the end of it, accept it and go find the ball and hit it again. And the moment the problem happens when you start judging yourself about a bad shot, how can I hit that kind of a shot? Oh, it was such an easy shot. How can I mess this up?
Hmm.
And when you start getting into that spiral, it becomes then you just keep on carrying those bad shots to your next hole, and then you keep on making the same mistake. I just felt that when I was not judging myself that much, I was playing the game. I was just focusing on my basics, hitting those shots wherever it was going. I was accepting it, and I was going to the next shot and hitting it. It the game became a lot more fun and a lot more easier.
Hmm.
So yeah.
Uh, but Arjun, when you kind of landed in Jamshedpur for the
Hmm.
Tour Championship, did you
Hmm.
have high expectations considering that you'd finished top seven the earlier edition?
Yes,
Just talk to that week.
I did have really high expectations of myself, because that was one course that I had played really well uh, in last year, and I really like both the tracks. And I mean, I think I was playing. It was not that I was not playing good golf. I actually made uh, 18 birdies the whole week, and so the number of birdies were of course there, but my final score was 4 under. So just the mistakes that I was making uh, were a few too many to compensate for that thing. Uh, but yes, it was. I did expect myself to play better, because I had really good memories from my previous year over there, and I was heading towards the tournament with a pretty solid, with a frame of mind and everything. Game was looking good. Uh, but yeah, I was making a few errors with my longer irons and everything, and in Belly specifically, I think I just felt that my ball striking wasn't up to the mark. Uh, so that's why I couldn't really score over there. But yeah, I took that into this year, and I figured out the things that I need to work on. And yeah, right now I'm giving my long irons and my long game quite a lot of time. I'm working with Lawrence right now. We are working a lot on my longer irons and my long game, and it's looking. pretty good right now. Um, so yes,
No, I'm sure it's a matter of time before the first win comes.
yes.
But working towards that, have you kind of zeroed in on the objectives that you set yourself for this year?
Well, a few things that I felt could have been much better last year. I feel my short game it was good last year, but I just feel that short game is something that you can always improve. There's so many things that you can do in your short game. So I right now like preparing for my upcoming season. I'm working a lot more around the green, getting more aware of different kind of shots and how I can get those ball closer and get those chip ins, and how to hit those different kind of shots from different lies and everything. I'm always trying to challenge myself in practice right now. Like if I hit one kind of a shot to a hole, there are at least 6 7 other options that I can do for that same hole. So always giving myself like a different shot to hit and a different kind of um spin or stuff like that. So like I'm making myself more aware around the green, which I feel is very important for any professional or any junior amateur to work on, because if you have a solid short game, then uh, your game plan can change. Like you can really now you can hit for those tight flags, and you can be confident that okay, fine, even if I miss this, I can make that up and down. So I feel that someone can score really low if they have a really good short game, and that. And then apart from that, I'm working on my fitness, of course, getting ready for the upcoming season and like get my body right in shape before we hit the road again. Yep.
So here's hoping that that W comes up very soon.
Yes, I
And
believe it's gonna be this year, and I'm very hopeful about something like that. And yeah, I'm working towards it. Really looking
right.
forward to that.
So, and I hope to be present when that comes. That will be a
Of course.
very great a moment to kind of cherish. Thank you for taking time out, Arjun, and all the very best for this season and the
Thank you
future.
so much, Robin, sir. Thanks a lot. Always a pleasure talking to you. Take
Take care.
care.
Bye bye.
Bye.